Hey everyone, welcome back to another little chat with the one and only guru from somewhere. Anyway, I hope you're well. Weekend here, slowly autumn in Australia, which is fantastic. Sick of the heat, hate it. So now it's a bit cooler and the colors are changing, so it always triggers a more content Stefan, really. I am not sure why, maybe of where I grew up, where the weather is a bit more crap, really. And that's not really what we want, but cooler and more seasons. And autumn is one of the seasons here where it's really striking and some beautiful colors. So today I thought I want to talk about something that just kept on popping up in my head, and I'm not even really sure why. Pardon me. Grounding. Grounding in a sense of like, how do we maintain a reasonable balance when things don't go well or we are challenged? And there's other aspects too of grounding that I'll delve into later. We had one today actually in my family. Young fella, young lad, 19, was due to travel to Mildura today on his bike to start what you call it, a trial as a fitter and turner, which is awesome. Tomorrow morning, and we hustled during the week a little bit, which was at times not stressful, but demanded time, and we weren't quite sure it was going to work out. So anyway, he turned up today with a bike, overheated, coolant overheated or something. And my mechanical skills are tap on the engine, check oil, swear at the car, maybe even kick it or a bike, and then hope it works. Needless to say, it made no difference. So we were like, fuck. We really need to get the young fella out of this snoozy country town where it's just parks himself and not much happens. So that was a bit of stress. Admittedly, we're also hungover. We went to the pub yesterday to enjoy some music. The music was rubbish, but company was good. Plenty of laughs. But as is often the case, overindulgence followed us. So here we were, stressed, hungover, worried about like, wow. So if he can't get up there, then this guy might, the guy that offered him this trial, there might be someone else, because you already had to wait for our lab because of our earlier bike troubles. So here we are. We're going, fucking hell. What now? So I uh, I remembered that throughout my life, at times, I uh, I drift a little bit. I get a bit consumed. I think, like most people, with emotional overload that then leads to or feelings that lead to emotions, and then you make it worse, really. So I sort of decided I need to grow myself here and actually come up with something that will hopefully allow us to still achieve the outcome, even though it might be a little bit more complicated. So I had a chat to my boss, my wife, my loving wife, and I said, well, maybe you need to drive him up to my unit in the car, leave the bike here, I'll take it to the bike shop tomorrow and we'll get it looked at, because you can't ride a lot of that, obviously, will overheat and then it's just screwed. And my wife said she had exactly the same thoughts, and I could see that her mind was whizzing too, because it really means a lot to her to give a young fellow a chance to actually, get somewhere. It's a challenging time now for young people as it is. So I could see it whizzing, and she was worse than me. She really hung over. So yeah, we sort of managed to come to that conclusion. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So our wife is gone now. She's gone to Mildura with a young lad. I'll stay up there for 4 days. Whereas obviously, I'm still in Loxton, and I have a lad number two, the younger one, who will stay with me. And I work from Loxton, and my wife from Mildura. So it's a really useful exercise, even though it demands a little bit more costs, so to speak. Yeah, don't like being away from my wife, and the bike and all that sort of stuff. But we maintained the focus and we stayed grounded to actually achieve the main goal that we wanted, which is to get him up there and he can start tomorrow. So that was really good. The other aspect of grounding too that sort of kept on connecting in my head, I'm not sure, my brain is very eclectic. Like it sort of guides me around sometimes when I'm like, oh, interesting, where did that come from? Well, Stefan, I'm your brain, so here it is. And so the other grounding bit is actually to be connected with Mother Earth. Now, hang on, I know, settle. I'm not hugging trees or kiss them or lick bark, not like that. But the sheer benefits of being connected to Earth, yeah, other and all right, I'll go straight into it. So for me, it's gardening. My hands in the dirt, digging dirt over, pulling stuff out, replanting, weeding, and simply being connected with dirt, I find super therapeutic. And I think it's because there's some kind of evolutionary DNA that gets released or something. I don't know. But it's fantastic. The other one is walking barefoot on my lawn, which is not fantastic, admittedly, but it's not prickles, so at least I can walk on it barefoot. And of course, there's a lot of theories about earthing or grounding. I think it is. The ions. So those the electric current that we supposedly all have, that we can sort of charge up negatives, positives, just by being connected to Earth and the magnetic field. Of course, most of this has never been proven, and I read some articles where snake oil charlatans, blah blah blah. And of course, what they did then, these 5 or 6 guys, doctors, who sort of came up with that original thesis, I guess, was that even if you haven't got lawn or access to actually be connected to Earth in its pure form, either sand, lawn, dirt, gravel, anything like that, then we can sell you a machine that will also do it at $199.99. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but so there's obviously a lot of cynicism around in the scientific community when this is actually legit. And I have my doubts too whether this works or not, but I have no doubt that the more that we are physically connected to our environment through touch, feeling, smelling, I have no doubt that there's inherent benefits for us in regard to grounding us and taking us back to a more basic lifestyle, I guess, and existence. So I found that very interesting, really, how that sort of triggered that thing in me. And even, like I said in my last podcast, I tend to get a bit sentimental when autumn arrives. And maybe because I know I'm going to go home in probably August this year, as it would be 5 years, I think, 4 or 5 years, since I've seen family and friends over there. So that's a long time. I've gotten a lot grayer. My mom had a few health scares, and so and I always come back to this grounding. Like I need to ground myself and actually focus, and not just have these esoteric journeys where I go, oh yes, that'd be great, and maybe if this aligns or all that. No. Just pick a date, get the fuck over there. It's not that hard. So I'll do that, and I'm super excited to go and see everyone again. So yeah, they're my musings really today, and I'm barefoot now. You don't believe me? There you go. With suitable nail polish, bit of a gag in our family that when wifey has a pedicure, I'll offer my toes as well. Bit of a laugh. Anyway, so my advice is stay grounded, get dirty, get your hands dirty, walk around barefoot, sit in the forest, return to some of those basic things that will feed your soul. Was complicated. Top three things that I would also suggest you do is chuck your TV out the window. Well, no, don't do that. You might kill someone. That's not good. Anyway, give it away. Throw it in the garbage or recycle it. That'd be good. Turn your phone off when you get home, and really actually spend a good quality amount of time just being with your family or friends, or if you're alone, just to actually sit and take it all in and sort of reflect a little bit on where you're at, what you need to do. And the third one, laugh. Make sure you laugh. There's always opportunities to be have a laugh at yourselves, at the world around us, how crazy it is, how bizarre, but you remain grounded. And I've been doing a lot of podcasts, and with listened to a variety of people that are either highly educated or have been reading and researching a variety of stuff, a rabbit hole. Once you go down the rabbit hole, it's not very hard. You can see it more and more that people get dragged either to the left or to the right, yeah. And I start to think everything's potentially a bum steer, and a hoodwink. I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people are too easily excited or overtly bored and just go down the rabbit hole to sort of enrich their life. I'm sure they would think like I'm an ignorant dickhead who should know better. But that's what I think. And one of the more fascinating ones, just before I let you go, is I read the story about a German a parliamentarian, I think he was, or a scientist. Yeah, and wasn't all that long ago, maybe this year, last year. And he said he's just absolutely bewildered and gobsmacked as to how... Hang on, my dog is digging, puppy. No digging, come over here. There he is, look. His name's Jack. He wants to go to China, so he digs. So yeah, he said the things that he finds bewildering in regard to the whole thrust towards electric vehicles, all that sort of renewable energy and all that sort of stuff is, in particular the cars, is that the CO2 emissions. Obviously, an EV car is CO2 neutral. There's no danger to the environment. But what he said is like it's actually measured at the exhaust, and you're like, an EV car doesn't have an exhaust. But the actual carbon footprint and CO2 emissions that are used to make a EV car versus, for example, a diesel car, that's not part of the equation. So you straight away think like, hang on, that seems weird. Like lithium is a dirty material, and it's quite the sourcing of it, the manufacturing of it, well, the mining of it is highly questionable in regard to who does it. Poor people usually for nothing. Anyway, and he said he measured how much. Hang on, hey, get over here, come on. At least he listens. That an EV car, if you charge it overnight with power, and of course most of the power is not renewable energy yet, and that's a different thing too in regard to the energy used to manufacture that, and what's going to happen when it's run its life and needs to be recycled, blah blah blah. So an EV car overnight is about 750 micrograms. I could be wrong, but let's say micrograms of CO2 emission. It's the EV car to allow it to travel a distance of 300 k's, something like that. And he said the diesel car, the same distance, emits nearly half CO2 emissions compared to an EV car. So, and you go like, why we're blindly following all this jazz? Grounding, telling you, get your hands dirty. You'll start to think different. All right. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you can. And donations can be sent. Oh, I don't need donations, just kidding. And yeah, it's been great to hang with you all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And love your mothers. Okay. Till next time. Bye.